Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Race to 100. I'm Rick Thorcell.
And I'm Neil Batain.
And we are on episode number 36. Take it away. What's 36 in Spanish?
¿Cómo se dice 26?
Dude, you gotta get your Spanish teacher to help
Dude,
you.
I have to get my Spanish teacher to help me. You know who you are. I'll be hitting you up shortly. I'll probably do that after we finish filming this episode. So what's on the agenda today?
So today, this is a story that's been evolving over the course of the past couple of weeks now. I think it's been a couple of weeks now, actually, that Prince obviously passed away. And it recently came out that the reason for his untimely death had to do with a opioid overdose of fentanyl, the drug fentanyl. And this was something that I think surprised a lot of people because Prince was not known for dabbling in narcotics, or he was known for living a relatively clean life. Mm-hmm. But he ended up passing away, and so a lot of news articles started picking up on this whole opioid epidemic. And the reality is that about 44,000 people pass away from this type of overdose
Per year,
Americans. It comes out like 20 something people a day end up overdosing on, and these are prescription opioids as well. And it's become a real problem. You see in the news, a lot of the headlines on the major news channels always have some sort of piece about this ongoing development and the problem it's causing the wider American culture. So the other side to this, of course, is that there is a racial component to this addiction problem, in that opioid overdoses and abuse disproportionately affect white people more than African Americans or Hispanics. So you see that in comparison with, say, the heroin epidemic or
crack epidemic.
Crack epidemic. And it's one of those things where a lot of people are saying, well, you have so many more people dying from these other type of drug overdoses. It's only when it's a drug that starts affecting a vast majority of white people, a lot of white people in relatively upscale communities,
that we begin to care about
that it begins to make national news on a regular basis, and people are saying, oh my goodness, this is a serious problem, we need to do something to fix it right now. Let's pour money into this. Let's the government is trying to move to preempt this. Like I said, it's making all the national news headlines. People are very concerned about this. So I guess my question is, what are your thoughts as somebody who exists in a vast spectrum of communities, black and white, Neil, that this is receiving so much attention, knowing the basic breakdown of the black-white disparity between that and other addictions and overdoses?
Again, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on camera. I've talked to you about this a few times in life, on camera, off camera. I'm vehemently against prescription medications. I feel that they, more oftentimes than not, lead to more harm and can be more disadvantageous than advantageous.
Yeah,
I'm very against it. Let me tell you something about the whole Prince thing. Most of America believes that he was drugged, right? He was killed by the man. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me tell you, I don't know how I feel about that personally, but there is a conspiracy going around that he might have been drugged. Well, I'm explaining the conspiracy. No, I'm not saying I believe it.
No.
Let me tell you what I'm saying.
I'm just saying,
because
I love these
there's a conspiracy about the black elite that speak out against the wrongdoings of corporate America, white America, whatever you want to call it, and what that results in, how their life turns out. For example, with Michael Jackson, he was speaking out against Sony. He became very outspoken. He would even insult a lot of the powers that be, and he died
So like Tupac too, or something.
I mean, Tupac. There's a little bit of that as well. Again, they haven't found his killer.
So for Prince specifically, what is the theory?
Okay, he was an outspoken artist as well.
Yes.
He wanted all of the rights to his own music.
Yes.
He wanted to control his own money, and he spoke out. He spoke out against the media.
He went so far as to change his name to an unpronounceable symbol.
Exactly.
So
spoke out against the
what
media.
happened? How did he get poisoned?
See, that again is the unknown. But again, the correlation between when these guys die, how these guys die, is kind
suspicious.
of exactly. It's very suspicious. It doesn't make sense. Like even in again, how Tupac Shakur died, we haven't figured out his killer yet. How do we not know who killed Tupac Shakur? This is the United States of America, and he didn't die
because he was a black man.
He didn't die in some crazy rural area. I mean, he died on Las Vegas Boulevard on the strip that I was on last week. You know, with plenty of people. It was a great trip, but with plenty of people who can witness these things happen, how have we not found out who his killer was? You know, Michael Jackson wasn't known for taking drugs, but somehow he died of a drug overdose. Prince wasn't known for taking drugs, but somehow he died of a drug overdose. What's the common denominator between these three situations? They were outspoken against corporate America and the corrupt powers that be.
So basically the theory would be that someone, maybe his doctor or something, was negligent intentionally, more intentionally than
that could be it. It could be someone as far removed
as
to you personally
government?
as the federal government, or even your doctor, someone as close to you as someone within your own circle. But we're just examining the correlation between their actions and how they died. And I'm not telling you I believe in these conspiracies. I'm just letting you know that I'm not a conspiracy theory. He thinks I am.
What?
I'm not. I mean, I'm just saying.
We're gonna do a piece on conspiracy theory.
That'll happen relatively soon. But again, Prince wasn't known for taking drugs.
Yeah,
he was not known. No one knew him to take a prescription medication. He left. You said himself, he lived a clean life, but all of a sudden he's been, you know. But again, I mean, what do I know?
Information's still coming out, you know.
I am
today's media age.
I am just a spectator, and the only thing I can tell you guys is watch out for the prescription drugs that you guys take. Again, like Chris Rock. No, not Chris Rock. I'm sorry. Eddie Griffin or Cat Williams. Shout out to Eddie Griffin and Cat Williams. God, some of the realest comedians ever.
He's been having.
But you know what? But he keeps it real, and he said, okay, if it has more side effects than what it's supposed to cure, it's wrong for you. Don't mess with it. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what scientists or doctors recommend. Watch out for that mess.
Neil does live a very wholesome and au naturel life.
Hey, I don't mess with prescription meds, y'all. But that's just me. Get your exercise, drink your water, and live a happy life.
That's what he tells me every day.
Hey, look how good he's looking. You know, got a beard coming and everything.
We're getting there.
You know, so yeah, rest in peace to the artist formerly known as Prince. It's unfortunate how these events occurred. Anything else you want to add, Rick?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys think about the conspiracy theory behind the death of the artist Prince. And we'll catch you next time on Race to 100.
Peace.